So ever since that fucking press conference finished, I've been getting tweets, Instagrams, the lot, every fucking minute practically. What were you thinking during that press conference? Well, I haven't watched this press conference back since it happened because, to be honest with you, I didn't enjoy doing it. It was one of the few YouTube events I felt really frustrated during. And like, for everyone who says you didn't have control, yeah, no shit. And nor would Joe fucking Rogan, mate. Like, anyone who is in this situation with a crowd like that, with people who aren't professional fighters, who aren't trying to act like professional fighters, and I'm trying to ask questions, it's like trying to rob a bank when someone's already set the alarm off. Like, you haven't got to fucking pray. So I just did my best, but I didn't feel like it came out the way I wanted it to. That being said, there were some fucking entertaining moments. I'm gonna fucking watch it and I'm gonna shoot from the hip and be brutally honest here. I just want to say straight off the bat, you have no idea how loud they were. Like, I've been at Wembley where there's been like 30,000-40,000 people. You're in a massive open space, so the sound just travels up basically. And you're so enclosed, it makes it feel 1,000,000,000,000 times louder than Wembley Stadium. Like, everyone who walked on that stage would have felt something because those motherfuckers in that crowd were so loud. So before Jake comes out, I'd walk past Jake and Logan backstage, and I know as an interviewer, the best thing you can do to get good answers is to get people warmed up to you. But I have 0% chance of that because Logan knows everything I've fucking said about him in the past. And to be quite honest, I do think what he did was fucking terrible, but at the same time, I'm trying to do a fucking job here. It's almost like WWE. Whatever we think about each other, let's put that aside. For the next half an hour, I've got to work with these lads and try and get answers out of them as best I can. And I just looked at them dead in the eye, said, let's have a good show. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Walks on stage, announces Jake Paul.
Coming to the stage, it's Jake Paul.
Hey, boo if Deji's a bitch. That's crazy. I thought you guys were on Deji's team.
So I'm stood behind the fucking podium there looking at Jake, who is getting so much abuse. Like, few people in their lifetime will ever have that many people screaming at them like that. Like, literally, you have to go back to when they used to fucking chop people's heads off. Do you know what I mean? Where people would come out, bring out your dead. This is the level of hatred he's dealing with. And honestly, I'm sitting there thinking, you're handling it well. All of these music performances he must have fucking stood him in good stead for this, because he just acted like it was no big deal, and fair play. It doesn't mean I like his videos, but I respect that.
Thank y'all for coming out tonight. Thank y'all for coming out tonight to the show.
He gets it. He gets it to show. You see what I'm saying? So when I was walking towards him, he was making eye contact with me, and he knew he was on my side to some extent. I felt like, all right, I can work with this kid, which in this situation is fucking helpful. Do you know what I mean? I was grateful for that.
Don't be throwing anything.
Yeah.
Don't be throwing nothing, all right?
People were throwing a lot of shit. It was doing me fucking head in. Deji walks in, smacks the fucking microphone off of the table. I'm like, guess I better pick that up then, because no fucker else is going to on this stage. I found myself doing a lot of jobs. I was production, I was security guard, I was announcer, I was fucking unpaid as well. I don't mind it, but like, it's stressful. And then you've got to try and get an answer out of these lads.
Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul!
At this point, I was cringing. I was just like, oh, yeah, this isn't going to go how I want it, is it? It's going the way of the LA one. I thought I've got very little chance of getting anything here.
Deji, let's get it going.
Sit down.
Damn.
Sit down. Sat down.
And I thought the American education system was bad.
At this point, Deji's just not listening to a word I'm saying. People are throwing stuff. It was... yeah. I'd gone from making a documentary about Kanye West to this. Like, I was just thinking, like, what am I doing up here? Like,
fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul!
Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul!
I was really panicking inside now, because it had just been non-stop, like, chanting. And I think the problem is the only press conference most people have seen is the McGregor-Mayweather ones, which were nothing like a proper fight press conference.
On the count of three, I want everyone in this arena to scream at the top of your lungs, fuck the Mayweathers!
So now everyone thinks, like, you just gotta, like, go up there and chant like a fucking cheerleader or something, you know? And then...
Question for Jake. All right.
Let it all out.
So I'm trying to ask questions now, and Deji's just screaming boring. I'm like, fucking hell, what have I done?
Jake, a lot of people are saying that you were ducking JJ to get the Deji fight because it's an easier fight. Is that true?
Literally, he couldn't hear a fucking thing. It was so fucking loud. So loud.
Can we stop throwing shit because everyone's going to go home? All right, Jake.
Me and Jake were actually having a laugh here. It was weird. Like, I actually thought the kid seemed alright, to be fair to him. Deji's just laughing hysterically, and I'm like, fuck, I just need answer. Just keep this going. I'm looking back at it now, and it wasn't as bad as it felt. Like, up there, I felt like I was dying. Like, I just felt like I was dying on stage. You know, when you're a comedian and you've got no jokes, like, that was basically what it felt like.
Hey, is that your tubby sparring partner?
Oh, that really struck a chord, by the way. When he said about his training partners, I looked across. Deji's training partners looked like they wanted to rip Jake's fucking head off.
Vidal and KSI are actually training. They train for the Weller fight. They know what it takes.
The thing about Jake is he does his homework. I've noticed, like, he pays very close attention to his Vidal with him. Like, when he started rattling off things about the sidemen, I was like, oh, you are paying attention to shit here. He's not just going in blind.
So he had to go to Vic's Boxing Gym, home of 0 world champions.
Is anyone listening?
I have to admit, right, when Jake says home of 0 world champions, like, it's just quite amusing because he's obviously thought about this shit before going up there.
To Vic's Boxing Gym. We train Deji, and that's it.
Genuinely, right? I fucking hate myself right now because I know a lot of people be like, oh, you're supporting Jake. I'm not. I'm fucking Team Deji, right? He's obviously, like, me mate. Not saying I'm best mates with him by any fucking means. But Jake dealt with the hate, the bullshit so fucking well on that. I was impressed with that.
Minimum.
Hey, he's still dressed like shit.
Do you think he's deliberately
He's
acting
still
like
dressed
he's
like
not training?
shit.
God almighty. I think this is where I get annoyed. So I'm getting interrupted a lot. I'm quite a calm dude, but like when I start losing it, it really goes quickly. Do you know what I'm saying?
At least try on the second press conference.
Jake, calm down. Do you think that Jake is deliberately putting bare minimum videos up to make it look like he's not training, so he's got excuses, or do you just think he's trying to hide it from you?
Yo, I just hope he can fight better than he can dress.
That was literally nothing to do with the question I asked. Like, for anyone to slag me up, I'm watching this back, right, and it felt like a car crash when I was there. What people don't understand is how loud the crowd was, and having to keep these two characters coherent and not just screaming at each other. Fuck me. I tried me fucking best, like, I really fucking did. I've had so much hatred from the Logan fucking fans after, obviously, I let that go on, and I'll get to that in a minute, but, you know, I'm clearly trying to be fucking fair.
What's your opinion so far of all of the footage you've seen of Deji sparring? Deji, calm down. Fuck me.
I'm getting annoyed at that point.
The footage of Deji sparring, he gets hit in the stomach once, and he drops to the ground.
My man, make sure you get
What do you say,
You can't deny that.
That's all they're gonna see.
You can't.
I think at this point I'm like, let's wrap this the fuck up. Like, I just got sick and tired. I thought I got a couple of decent answers there. This is the best I'm gonna fucking get. Let's do the fucking face off.
Fuck Jake Paul. Fuck Jake Paul.
I'm looking at the paper there and I'm not even reading. I'm looking to try and make it look like I know what the fuck I'm doing. I was looking at that paper like, what the fuck is happening? This isn't in the plan. Apparently they did a gloves are off with Johnny Nelson. I was like, that's what I should have done. Like, I know these YouTubers better. Johnny Nelson's a legend, but I know these lads. Like, I know the stories. I can read up on them. Like, I could have done a fucking great gloves are off. And this is just like, I'm pulling any hair I've got left out.
You're the bigger guy. If you don't win, is that not even more humiliating for you since Deji is clearly smaller than you?
You're still wearing heels.
There's 0% chance that Deji
Why are
wins
you
this
wearing
fight.
high heels?
There's 0% chance that
I did check the heels out. I did. And do you know what it is? I literally thought to myself, they're nice shoes actually, like, I quite like them. The thing about Jake is he's got fucking money, so he wasn't wearing, like, tacky shit, to be fair to the lad. I mean, the suit is questionable, but the shoes were decent. I love how PewDiePie highlighted me fucking eyes going down. I was like,
0% chance that Deji wins this.
The ref checks if he's actually wearing high heels. He's like, those are high heels.
I totally, straight away, you can't not check out the shoes.
There's 0% chance that Deji wins this fight. His old trainer knows it. His brother knows it. The sidemen know it.
When Jake's going off here saying the sidemen Vidal kicked them out the house, I feel like he's scoring points because he's coming with facts now. He's turning those facts into questionable half-truths. Like, why did they kick them out the house? Did that actually happen? But especially since Jake was more hated, I felt like he came out, not the winner in the eyes of the crowd, but I feel like people watching at home would feel like he sort of edged the press conference here.
Let's do a face-off right now, no touching.
What annoyed me here a little bit is straight away, as soon as the face-off comes, like, every fucker and their dog are on stage like, I can handle this. You lot just stay the fuck away. I'm big enough to make sure that these two lads don't. But the problem is, it's the fear. The fear everyone has in them that, what if my guy gets smacked or whatever? Like, I don't know, it was gang mentality, and it sort of annoyed me a little bit.
No touching.
I wanted to fucking slap that cunt by the end, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, he had a point in what you're saying, but I'm looking at him like, how the fuck do you expect me to control this lot of fucking crazy bastards in the crowd? I'm not fucking God. I can't just be like Bruce Almighty. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna do what they're gonna do. I'm telling them, they're just not fucking listening to me. And if they're not listening to me, I'll give you the fucking mic and see if you a better look, pal. I thought it was quite interesting that Jake didn't look at him first time round. He almost like ignored him completely. Like, I've seen that tactic used by John Jones actually, and it does seem to like get under people's skin a bit.
No eye contact. What did I say?
I knew he was going to turn at that point. I fucking knew he was going to, because there's no fear in Jake Paul towards Deji. I don't think there's any fear from Deji either, but he didn't back down to the challenge. I start feeling so many people gathering round, and Deji looks like he's just ready to fucking go, like at this point. And obviously it's not Deji and Jake I'm worried about, it's the fucking other 20 fucking dudes around one stage, because once one fucking cunt goes, that's it. The whole stage is gone, and the whole fucking press conference is finished. So
That's enough, come on. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
I was so stressed out at that point. I was just like, I think I'm ready to go home. Yeah, they're telling me at this point, get these fuckers off stage, which frustrated me a bit. I felt like the production team sort of give me a mic, who they would have all been getting paid, and were like, yeah, you go and do our jobs for us. Like, I felt like I could have done with a bit of fucking help at this point. Like, I was just out there on me fucking own on stage and having to corral every cunt to get them off the fucking thing.
Coming to the stage, the challenger, Logan Paul.
Introducing Logan to the stage was bizarre, to be honest with you, because like 5 months ago he did what he did. I made the video slating it. Fucking sick little fucking freak. Do you know that? Do you know how empty you are inside? You've shown your true colours to everyone now, bitch. My most popular video ever, and then here he is, I'm fucking introducing him to the stage. Like, the world is weird. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got to say, decent suit. If nothing else. The level of hate he got when he came out was fucking incredible. Like, because of what he's done in the past, like, I feel like Jake got hate, but like Logan's hate was just like once in a lifetime. Like, you basically have to be a fucking pedos and serial killers. You know, when you see their vans getting transported from like prison to court, they don't get this kind of shit. Like, I'm on stage and even I'm a bit like taken aback by it. Like, fuck me. It was written all over him that he was struggling with it, you know what I mean? And I don't actually blame him for that. He probably deserves it for what he did, a little bit. But like I say, pedo serial killer type level here. He didn't actually kill anyone, do you know what I'm saying? It was a bit extreme, but maybe it'll do him some good, do you know what I mean? Ego-wise. At that point, me and Logan, we don't look each other's direction. There's no eye contact, just nothing. Like, and just by that, I just tell he's seen the fucking video I made about him, and good. Do you know what I mean? I think there was a lot of things I said in that video he should have heard. I was comfortable with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. It was the crowd that was weird. Do you know what I mean?
The reigning, defending YouTube champ of the world.
This was fun.
KSI.
I just want to be an announcer, man. I fucking love that type of shit. Building someone up and feeling the crowd get hype when you're talking and that. There's something about the power of spoken word, like, you just can't fucking match it. As someone who dreamt of being like a sports commentator, getting to announce like a champion, even if it is a YouTube champion, to a crowd of people who are buzzing as you're saying the words and that, it fucking feels electric. Like, it feels something special. When it's going good, it feels great. When it's going bad, it feels fucking terrible. When JJ comes out, make no mistake, like, they were there for him. Every single person, apart from one girl who was like towards the front. She was dropping the Logan Maverick sign or whatever. I was like, she had the t-shirts, everything. She was like, fuck Deji, fuck JJ. Like, she was like ride or die. Like, if you could have one fan like that, like, you are set for life. She'll buy everything. Fair play to her. Like, and JJ comes out wearing the blonde wig, and I'm like, fucking hell. Like, no one's taking that off you this time. He owned that entire room at that point, and like I knew he was gonna go in straight away.
Hasn't England already suffered enough? We lost to Croatia in the semi-finals. We had Trump come over last week. Now we got you this week.
Logan was just shook. He's looking at me sort of like, what the fuck's happening?
You got a new girlfriend now. Oh, Chloe Bennett. What's up, babes?
Logan sat in his chair, slumped, like body language, not aggressive, not a fighter, just taking everything, not a word to say back. Everyone in the room is chanting his girlfriend's a whore. Like, it was a public ridicule of Logan Paul. This was not a press conference at this point, and there wasn't a fucking thing I could do about it. You really think anyone, I'm a fucking big voice, I'm a big bloke, but KSI is loved by these people in this room. They're not listening to shit from anyone else. The train is gone. Do you know what I mean? He's the train driver, and I'm on the platform holding me bags. Do you know what I mean? And Logan is in fucking coach, just down for the ride. And wherever he goes, there's nothing he can do about it.
Huh? Apparently you only have 85% of your testicle. Let me give her the extra 15.
I'm trying to keep a straight face at this point, but JJ is just going in. And the thing is, people were saying like, oh, you should have stopped them. I gave Jake and Deji both a chance to open their sort of, set their stalls out, say what they want to say before we answered questions. I was expecting Logan to just jump in at some point and to stand up for himself against JJ. I wasn't expecting him to just sit there.
Audition for Baywatch, get the part, and still not end up in the final movie. My song ended up in the final movie. Where were you? Oh yeah. Deleted scenes.
At that point, I looked at Logan, I'm thinking, alright, he's laughing it off. He's gonna come back with something soon. I was wrong. Logan's looking at me repeatedly now. He's starting to look at me like, come on, like, stop this. I'm thinking, dude, like, this is your press conference. Your press conferences, especially ones this childish, are ones that are just a shit-talking contest. Do you know what I mean? And I'm gonna get there, but, like, you have to interrupt them. I can't interrupt JJ. I'm not the fucking opposition. You are. You're the opponent.
Everyone has my back, and no one has yours, besides your ludicrous mum and your disgusting delusional dad.
So at this point, we're seeing a whole entourage of Logan Paul's guys. They had some big fucking dudes with them. I'm not even gonna lie. Even I was like, yeah, if this kicks off, it's just gonna be a fucking bloodbath. Yeah, like, because there's some massive motherfuckers. One person who wasn't massive was Logan's dad, who seemed to be the most anxious to get fucking started. Like, he seemed to want to fight straight away, and you're looking like, dude, like, you shouldn't even be here, mate. Like, JJ and Deji's dad's probably sat with his fucking slippers on at the home with watching TV. Like, he's not getting involved. This is not a place for parents here. And, like, he ended up being that, like, embarrassing dad.
But I'm sure you wouldn't mind lasting one round with all the little girls you like kissing.
That was the stinger. That was bad. And the thing is, it was a genius move from JJ to go straight at the dad, because it's like it almost makes it even worse, because he's not getting anything from Logan. He's just sat there, and he knows his dad's daft enough to fucking try and argue. It's just easy pickings for JJ. He just runs rings around him. I probably should have tried to step in a bit more at this point. I'll accept that. I didn't realise how long it was, but I was like, because I kept motioning to JJ like, all right, well, let's get sat down. But then when his dad gets up, I'm like, oh, his dad's gonna go back and forth with him now. I guess I've just gotta fucking let this happen. Do you know what I mean?
How are you gonna make not one, but two dumbass children? The fuck is wrong with your sperm?
That was really hard not to burst out laughing, dude.
You ready for some questions?
So I'm saying at this point, you can't really hear. I'm saying, right, lads, like, we're going to do some questions now. Because I genuinely wanted to ask these two some questions, you know what I mean? I'd literally prepared for this, like, days beforehand, like, with questions. I wasn't just coming in and making it up. Like, I'd really thought about what I wanted to ask, and I had some, like, poignant questions. But for everyone sitting there saying, oh, you just let it go, like, and whatever, like, yeah, I let it go a bit too long. I accept that. But, like, I wasn't trying to not ask Logan a question deliberately. I fucking spent time thinking of these questions.
Fuck you, Logan!
When I said I wanted to do some questions there, I think JJ probably could have done us a favour and sat down. Like, I understand. Like, he was hell bent on winning this exchange verbally and destroying Logan mentally. He wasn't trying to help me out. He was trying to destroy Logan, but Logan wasn't helping himself out, and he was getting gunned down at this point. And he looks at me, and no one else in the room would have seen that, but it was weird. It was like, do you know in a movie where something slows down and you see something in slow motion, and it's like, he looked at us, and I seen like defeat in his eyes, like, and I don't mean that he's gonna lose the fight. I just mean he knew he was fucked, and he's like, can help me out a bit here? Like, the things that really annoyed me the most about the first time I ever seen a Logan video was the suicide forest, was his treatment of someone in a vulnerable position. You know, it was almost like, you know, when it fast forwards through like months at a time or whatever, and all of a sudden you're like at the next point, and I'm like, I'm looking down on this guy now, physically, literally looking down on him, and he's looking at me for help, and I'm looking at him like almost feeling sorry for him, to be honest with you. Like, and some people will be like, Geordie, fucking hell, like, you're supposed to hate this guy, and I fucking still am disgusted in his actions, but it was almost like he became human for a minute there, where I was like, I'd built this lad up in my head of a piece of shit, and then to see him in a real moment of like, actually, he's just a lad who got lucky on social media. He was apparently quite a bright kid in school or whatever, thought he was funny, wanted to push it to the limit, fucked up, and actually is capable of being bullied like anyone else is. And it was interesting to see him on the receiving end of it in person, because it's one thing to see a load of tweets hating you, it's another thing to be in a room where one of the best shit talkers on YouTube in KSI is fucking roasting you. All of his fans are there pointing and laughing at you, calling your dad a fucking pedo, and like, I don't know, it was just surreal. I did try and step in, like, I genuinely did, but I think at that point it was just too late. Logan was done. Something happened in Logan's brain which told him, like, the last thing I want now is questions, because if I was prying and poking and challenging him, and not in the same way as JJ would, but he doesn't know that, I don't think he could handle any more. He was done at that point.
Hey, is that lip? How's that lip?
Hey, I would love to sit here.
He looks me in the eye though. I'll give him one thing, he at least showed us the respect of that, which means that the video I made about him had some form of impact on him in some way. It just makes you think about things differently when you read into people more, you know what I mean? Because you sort of, and I'm not one for putting hate videos out there, but I've been affected by suicide before, and I took real issue with what he did. I know you respected what I said in that video. Whether he admits it or not on the video, I don't give a fuck. I can tell by the way he looked at us. I know when someone respects us. I just wish I'd gotten the chance to do a real interview. There's things I wanted to ask for the betterment of YouTube. You know, I wanted to give Logan a chance to address some things and not be a cunt. Do you know what I mean? And it's just disappointing, because I want to put my name to things I'm proud of, and that was painful at the end, like, to be honest with you.
All right, JJ.
London, I'm out. I'll see you August 25th.
Final thoughts after the press conference. I think Logan is used to being the alpha. He's clearly he was a bright kid in school from everything I've learned about him when I was doing my research for the questions. He's obviously an amateur wrestler, so he's used to the grind. He's a very hard worker. There's things about him that could make him good in a boxing ring, but we've got no idea if he's got the hand-eye coordination to be good. One thing we do know is, despite having all that and going against KSI wasn't an athlete in school, dropped out of college and that, you know, he had issues, but he made his name playing FIFA. And in theory, when you say that and you look at the size advantage, Logan should be, in theory, the better boxer. But there's something special about JJ, and in a mental battle, for whatever reason, he just seems to have the edge. He's controlled. The thing I like about JJ's personality is, in chaos, in a fucking storm, he is calm. And I've watched him sparring in videos that haven't come out yet, where he's taken on a big fucking dude, and he just weathers the storm and lands the killer blow at the end, knocks this kid clean out. And I feel like in the previous two press conferences, Logan lost his cool. He was the one who put his hands on JJ first. He was the one who walked out. And in this boxing match, keeping your cool is going to be absolutely fucking necessary to win. And that's where I think JJ's got the edge right now. I feel like Logan has come up against someone who can just do everything Logan can do, but better. If Logan wants to win this fight, he's going to have to take JJ out of his comfort zone. And I don't know how he's going to do that. But he has the size advantage. It's going to be a really interesting fight for me, this. I'm really, really interested. Obviously, I think JJ is going to win. But it's going to be interesting. Because also JJ has that size issue to deal with in Logan. The anger in Logan and the emotion in Logan is something he's going to struggle to control in this fight, because once again, you're going to have a fucking crowd screaming at you. JJ in your face, connecting, you know. It's going to be so interesting. That's all I've got to say for now. Obviously, I'm going to stay covering this fight and hopefully do the commentary. So if you want more on the KSI versus Logan Paul event, stay subscribed to the True Geordie YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.